might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
The Film Lounge presents...
Spoiler-free movie review!
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on!
with Chris Gooch.
I'm the dude.
Are we ever gonna talk about it, Nessa? Do you hate me?
You know my reason.
You wanna hurt me?
You're nothing.
Hurt me.
Come on.
It's Brad Pitt. It's Angelina Jolie. It's f***ing boring. Yes, that's right. Brad Pitt, one of the most versatile and coolest actors of the last 2 decades. And Angelina Jolie, who is, I guess, just famous for being Angelina Jolie, team up for the first time since Mr. and Mrs. Smith for this naval-gazing, pretentious piece of shit, also known as By the Sea. Set in the 1970s, we find Brad Pitt playing a struggling writer who travels with his wife, Angelina Jolie, to the sleepy seaside town of France, where he hopes to find inspiration. However, one of the biggest issues for Pitt is that whilst he is bereft of inspiration, he is also struggling to keep his marriage together as he and Jolie stare silently at one another for the majority of the 2-hour and 12-minute runtime. Written and directed by Jolie, it seems like she herself struggles with Brad Pitt's character's problem of trying to write something good or worthwhile. The dialogue is some of the most shocking I've heard in a long time, and if dialogue is not your thing, then you're in luck, because we have lots of scenes where characters just brush their teeth, sit on a bed and do nothing, stare at the beach and say nothing, or just stare out a window and look at the ocean. The film itself is trying to capture the look and feel of the new wave French cinema from the 1960s, and with its muted colours and beautiful backdrops, that's almost enough. Except it's not. The film lives almost exclusively in a single hotel room, with the exception of the occasional moment on the beach or at the bar. And you know what? Many films have managed to pull off the single location narrative before incredibly well. This film does not. Now look, if you're gonna have 2 of the biggest actors in the world sit in a hotel room for over 2 hours, then you need to have a compelling reason for the audience to sit there in the cinema and watch this. And this is one of the key things this film has completely forgotten to do. I saw 2 separate people get up and walk out of the screening that I was in within the first 40 minutes of the film. And there were only 4 people in the cinema. You know your film is poorly planned if you can't engage over half your audience in the first 40 minutes. So in the future, Jolie seriously should consider getting someone else to write her scripts. Overly long and with no payoff, this return of the Hollywood power couple will only interest the most dedicated voyeurs who get off on watching Brad Pitt brush his teeth and Angelina Jolie sit in a bath for 2 hours. I know a lot of people would joke that they would gladly watch Angelina Jolie in a bath or Brad Pitt brush his teeth for 2 hours, but the reality is really, really fucking boring. By the Sea gets no stars. Just a really long list of all the venereal diseases I would rather have than watch this movie again.